think it's a major achievement to be a fight to be brought together like this, especially from Hennessy Sports and Haymaker, Adam Booth, myself, Mick Hennessy. We've all worked tirelessly in putting this fight on. It's a fight that the public want to see. It's a fight that we all want to see, and you know, it's going to be great for everyone concerned. I spoke to Adam Booth. He rang me first of all. He said, "Look, can I have a direct answer from a question?" He asked me. I said, "Yeah." I said, "We're interested in that fight." I said, "So we would be interested in it." And he said, "Okay." He said, "Well, we'll take it from there." I said, "It's all down to the thing." So we agreed relatively quickly, even on the percentages that got agreed. So the rest of it was all sorting red tape out, and which is the normal procedures really with lawyers and everything else on such a fight of this magnitude. There's a lot to do. There's a lot of paperwork. Well, Kevin Johnson, we got promised some eliminator, and that never happened. We fought Cunningham, and then we was fighting for the mandatory IBF against Pulev. And but to be honest with you, the ranking and on all this doesn't really mean much. I want Tyson to fight the best out there, and Haye's just as good a fight as Klitschko. You know, could even be a dangerouser fight than Klitschko. It is, in my opinion, because Tyson fights better against bigger fighters. So we've had small fighters one after the other. You know, so you know we're taking the bull by the horn, so to speak, because really cruiserweights, ex-heavyweights on the small side, Tyson always seems to have problems with. So you know, the Klitschko fight would have been more appealing to us, but to take Pulev and then we wait for Vladimir, anything can happen. There's politics. A fight that may come off with Vladimir. He might ask for too much money. It could be this, it could be that. So I'm not going to have Tyson sitting down waiting just because he's mandatory and not fighting. So let's fight the best and keep rolling. Yeah, you're only as good as your last performance, and the public and people look at that. So, you know, he made a mistake. He got careless, tried to walk through Cunningham, and, you know, paid the price. You can't walk into any world-class heavyweight with your hands down to land your own punch and not value him because he's a cruiserweight. When a guy's 15 plus stone, ripped in muscle, and hits you with a full overhand swing and puts all his body weight behind it, there's only one place you go in on the floor. So it's not a case of having a weak chin or this or that. It's a case of being careless. When you're careless on the world stage, you'll get caught. You've got to stick to what you're doing. That's what training camps are for. You don't have a training camp for 6 to 8 weeks and then get in there and have a barroom brawl, do you? That's what he did. I wanted him to show what he can do. Box. And, you know, take Cunningham apart properly. But he wanted to have a war with him. I wasn't there. And basically, this is what happened. So, Cunningham fight for me is, he got rounds in. You know, he pressured on top of Cunningham and he got the job done. So, that's all you can say about it. Dillian and Michael are not here to replicate David Haye. They ain't got the same styles as David Haye. They're here to sharpen up Tyson. You know, that for that purpose is a training camp. We've got 8 to 10 sparring partners coming. More sparring partners than we've ever had for any other camp. So we want every other style. So Michael brings, like you said, some experience there. You know, he's a good mover, he's a good boxer. He's actually a very good sparring partner. So, you know, we've got the same with Dillian. He's raw, he comes in throwing bombs. You know, so we want every kind of style because, you know, Tyson, he needs to adapt to any style, not just one particular style. We never have a back word because they're dedicated athletes, and that's it. And you know, you want the best from them, so you know, as simple as that. If they're doing things wrong, they get told. You know, look, if that's rubbish and it's shit. You know, do something else. Look at it. You know, if they're sparring and they're doing absolutely things rubbish, I'll tell them to stop sparring and get out the ring. Come back the next day. You know, there's no games to be played. This is a serious camp, serious things ahead. They got to do it properly. And if there's no doing it properly, there's no 95% here. It's 100 all the time. If you want to excel and be good and be great, then that's what you got to do, innit? But Tyson's now, he's 5 years as a pro, he's earned his position, he's 21-0, and he's on the world scene. So, you know, definitely after David Haye, it's going to be Klitschko. You know, that's where he's on that type of level. It's not as if he's not going to come back down and fight any British domestic fighter, because what's the gain? He's already up there. So he's on that level. But, you know, we're not looking over David Haye. You know, he's got to get past David Haye. It's a severe fight. And we'll see what happens after that. But if he's successful there, then that's the route he's on. And, you know, it's all about the public and it's all about the fans. And there's not going to be dodging anyone here. Or dodge anybody. So I want him to fight the best, because I believe he is the best. He's got the talent. And there's only one way to prove it, isn't there? Get in, get it done. That's it. We're not here training camps to get a padded record or beat somebody what somebody could beat out coming out of the schoolyard, you know. With Tyson, it's another ball game, because we want to see the public want to see him in fights, and they're the fights we want to make, you know. Very unfortunate what happened to David Price, because we was hoping to get past Cunningham, him get past Thompson, and we'd have been in the same stage we are now with David Haye. It would have been Price. But because Price, you know, he failed in his fight there, and now in comes David Haye. So, you know, doesn't matter what public opinion, push. I'll take my family into fights when I know they're ready. It doesn't matter whether I think they're ready and I can knock them over. They'll fight when I say they're ready. And Tyson's ready, you know, and Price has lost his fight. In comes David Haye. It's worked out better for us, because obviously David Haye is a better fighter than Price. So he's more dangerous, he's explosive, he moves, and you can just see, well, we all know what's happened now anyway. So David Haye is a lot different kettle of fish than Price. So good, because the harder it is, that's the way we want it. Full credit to David Price for taking it, but it's not a fight he should have taken, because he was nowhere near ready to step up to that class. Although we got Tony Thompson, a faded, has been more or less world title contender. Let's not forget, world title contender, experience, you know, 45 coming in for a payday, let's be honest. You know, he had no desire really, he was expected to lose. He was just getting in for the final payday himself. You know, he said himself, his wife said, you know, let's forget boxing, let's move on. But look what happened. Because even when you get an old guy who's mixed in world circles against somebody that don't know what they're doing, who's still an amateur in a pro game, where are you going? And this is it. He hasn't done the transition from the amateurs to the pros, David Price. That's the problem. Put an offer to Tony Thompson, and Tony Thompson said thanks for the offer. We put him a good offer forward for Hughie, and he already had a fight lined up and taken, which we know now is against Pulev. So that fight was never going to happen, but we didn't know that at the time. We offered Tony Thompson the fight. Tony Thompson said, you know, can you match the money we're getting for Pulev? We offered him a certain amount of money, which was quite a lot of money, and he said he was getting a lot more. So that ended the conversation there and then. So that was it. He's had 8 now. He's got 2 in September. He's got 1 on 14th. He's got 1 on Tyson's bill on the undercard. We're looking for a step up in name there as well. Somebody who's fought for world titles or somebody like this. A veteran. Somebody similar to Tony Thompson we're looking at, to be fair, for Hughie. And after September we've got 2 in October, 2 in November, and then he'll rest up for December, and he'll probably start again, rest up December, train up January, back at it again in February. He's 19 towards the end of September. He'll have had 10 pro fights then. Mike Tyson didn't have anything like that when he just turned 19. You know, so he's already ahead on the stat books there. But stats mean very little. Look, you know, he's a young lad. He's got a lot of learning to do, And you know, look, you just can't say he's going to just win a world title. He can come unstuck. It's a boxing match. Anything can go wrong in that ring, you know. And but what I can say is, he's going to go trying, because we're definitely going to go for it. So we're going to see how he goes, get him up there, and we'll just step him up. It'll either be European title, world title, just put him straight in, you know. So it's the experience we're after. So I think when he's about 24, 25 fights, 26, 27 fights, something like this, you know, we're gonna put him in. We're not looking on no domestic titles for Hughie. I'm not looking on no central areas. Nothing. I'm not interested in a British title for him. We've got one thing on our mind for him. That's fast track him straight to where he needs to be. And, you know, get him up there, and let's see what he does. It's going to be an interesting job. We're not doing this to compete. We're doing this for one thing: to win. You know, there's no second best here.